I really have no idea what the rules of fencing are, and I think that's why I enjoy it.
Yeah, like whether you choose wood post or metal post. The amount of backyard that you're covering, I think that also comes into play.
I have shit on this podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the show, people. Welcome to the show.
Eat my shorts.
So here is to conversation.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
I mean, there's got to be ups and downs, right?
Oh, take two. Welcome to the Cash Exchange.
Welcome.
What's up?
Not much. I am about to lose my mind in this 100-degree weather. I'm ready to break out the fall clothes. I already kind of have, but it's still unbearably hot in Austin.
I don't want to toot my own horn or maybe say I have it any better than you do, but currently the forecast where I am is tomorrow has a low of 63. And then it dips down into the 40s later in the week.
So I want that.
Well,
I want sleeves weather again.
You mean like these? Like these sleeves that I'm rocking right now?
For the record, I am in a flannel, but I'm also in a very cold apartment. So I'm dressed for the season that I want, not the season that I have.
There you go. It's like a job interview.
Yeah.
Dress for the job you want, not the one you have.
Channeling my inner Katy Perry.
Did you hear about her?
No.
And
Thankfully,
Trudeau?
I know. What?
Yeah, her and Justin Trudeau. That is a thing that is currently happening right now.
Wild times.
He's got a thing for astronauts, and she's got a thing for fellas in blackface, I guess.
Was Orlando Bloom a fellow in blackface at some point?
Maybe. I don't know. One of the Pirates movies, probably. Different times. All right, you ready for your three things?
What do you got?
All right. What do Pepsi Ice Cucumber, That 70s Show, and Cledus T. Judd have in common?
That 80s show.
What'd I say?
That 70s show. That one's not obscure.
Did I say that 80s show or that 70s show?
You said 70s, yeah.
God damn it.
Let's try that one again.
All right. All right, you ready for your three things?
What do you got?
All right. What do Pepsi Ice Cucumber, That 80s Show, and Cledus T. Judd have in common?
I've never heard of Pepsi Ice Cucumber, but I want it. Do they make it currently?
It is a Japanese delicacy.
Can you get it in the States? I don't know what the tariffs would be like on a can of Pepsi.
I don't know. Emily runs into this a lot because she is a filthy northerner, and they have a lot of things from that neck of the woods that we just don't get down here. One of them being Mellow Yellow, which is a Coke product. It's like it's like the northern squirt. Apparently, northerners don't squirt; they just Mellow Yellow. Anyways, and so on my travels, I look for it. I look for Mellow Yellow, and usually don't find it. One place we can get it locally is like through a one of those Coke mixing fountain things. Like at AMC theaters, they have Mellow Yellow most of the time. Wingstop, Coke Freestyle, that's what they're called. But as far as like the bottles or cans, you can't find those in stores usually.
Really? I thought that they were available. I feel like I've seen Mellow Yellow, but it might have been from the Coke Freestyle machines.
Yeah. Or it might just be a seasonal thing. I don't know. But next to impossible to find. You can get them shipped to you from Walmart, but you're paying like $12 a case.
Top of what it would regularly cost? Because I don't think $12 a case is crazy.
Well, that plus shipping. And the shipping is like another $8. So you're paying $20 for 12 cans that if it were any other soda that is available locally, it would be like, I don't know, 6, 5, 6, something like that.
I don't know the last time I bought a case of sodas, so I don't know what those numbers are supposed to be. 12, yeah. I think of it in terms of like if you were buying it at a like sporting event. Like $20 is not terrible if you consider the fact that you're getting like 12 cans from a baseball game kind of thing.
12 cans at a baseball game for soda? You're not paying $12 for that.
I know you're not, but it's a matter of perspective.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, there's one time I had bought Kenny Chesney tickets for a concert at Cowboy Stadium. Called into a radio station, B caller whatever, 96 or whatever, and I won Kenny Chesney tickets. So I gave the ones that I had bought to you and Mom, I think, and I went. And essentially, it wasn't free because I'd already bought tickets to it, but I felt that it was free. And so I just thought that meant I had carte blanche to just go wild. Boy, did I. Those like $18 hurricanes in the long plastic tubes
You're drinking hurricanes?
No joke.
That is a hangover from hell.
Oh, it was. It was.
Anything that comes in those long tubes, anything that's you're able to drink on the street in New Orleans or Vegas, just death.
But I did get to hang out with Mike Eli again.
Again?
We got to rekindle that friendship. Oh yeah, I used to hang out with him all the time back in high school.
Yeah.
He used to do these shows at this little barbecue place. He would usually do like solo shows. I have stories from that place for another time, like the time that I got permanently banned. So he would be outside afterwards, like smoking a cigarette or whatever, and I'd just go hang out with him, and we would just hang out and talk for a little bit, and then he'd go do his thing. Same thing with Casey Donahue. I met a lot of people there, and then also at that concert, Casey Musgraves was out with her grandma, so I met her and her grandma.
I met Casey Musgraves that day too.
Yeah, shortest dress a person could possibly wear without getting a public indecency charge, but I wonder if Granny Musgraves is still kicking it.
All right, so Pepsi iced cucumber, which is something that I very much want to seek out now. That 80's show, and Cledus.
Not that 70s show, not that 90s show, that 80s show.
I do not care for either of the other two. Even though that's how we got Dennis Reynolds, that 80's show was garbage. That 90s show, nostalgia bait nonsense.
I've only seen that 80s show in reference to these terrible sequels we can't believe got made.
Yeah.
Terrible spinoffs, I guess.
I mean, terrible spinoffs could be a pretty solid through line for all three of these. Cledus T. Judd is just a spinoff of Weird Al. I could probably get some heat for that, but he's not a spinoff of Weird Al.
I want to preface this and say that the topic of today's episode, there is no commentary on the quality. Cledus T. Judd had some great stuff. He had My Cellmate Thinks I'm Sexy. How Do You Milk a Cow?
I forgot How Do You Milk a Cow. This is true. I'm not saying that Cledus T. Judd wasn't solid. I'm not saying that Pepsi Ice Cucumber is not a great variety of Pepsi. I am saying that 80's show is a crappy reboot of that 70s show.
It is shit crappy. Yeah, I caught that.
I'm censoring myself. It's fine. With that in mind, they are still not the best or the original version of the thing.
That is correct. And you are right on the precipice of what this episode is about.
They are obscure versions of big popular things.
There we go. And especially in reference to the Olympics. Are you a big Olympics fan?
No, not really. I watch the certain like events and stuff that are covered the most every year. I love the gymnastics portion because although everything is obviously an incredible feat of human ingenuity, I think the gymnastics ones are the only ones that like I personally see as like I don't bend like that, so that's kind of incredible to me.
So superhuman?
Yes.
That's the only superhuman one to you?
I mean, it's not the only superhuman one to me. It's the only one that I engage with, I think. Although I do always look for the meme ones. The pole vaulter who did not quite stick the landing.
Oh, he stuck something.
What was her name? The breakdancer girl.
Raygun.
The sport that was only in the Olympics for one time.
That's actually a lot more prevalent than you think.
Yeah?
Uh-huh. Yeah. How do you feel about what's her face? What is her name? The tiny one. Simone Biles. What do you think about her? Do you have an opinion?
I think she's an incredible gymnast.
Nothing about her being a quitter?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
What about her being a quitter?
No. I mean, just the last Olympics she was in, she decided that she couldn't mentally handle the team events, but she could do the individual events. I don't know, just rubbed me the wrong way a little bit.
I think that's valid, especially if you're at a caliber of like Simone Biles, Michael Phelps, like any of these people who have won just so many of these solo events.
Mm-hmm.
You know that their level of discipline and their level of like perfectionism is really, really hard to match with other people. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day how in it all of her teammates are. At the end of the day, like you can only kind of rely on yourself in a situation like that.
So she's valid?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't think that it's a dig on her teammates. I think that if you get to a certain level like that, you're kind of incapable of working with others. That's just how your work ethic, how your skill set has been built.
Then why be in the team events at all? Know what I mean?
I mean, it's possible that she was required to be in those plus or to be eligible to do the solo events. And then once she had enough like clout behind her name, then she was able to say no to them. But she couldn't necessarily have done it before.
Maybe.
Because to be a part of Team USA, you have to be a part of Team USA. And then she eventually became Simone Biles before she was Team USA.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just think that she put a lot of I think it's just bad optics.
Sure, absolutely.
Like, I get the mental aspect of it, but to say no when all these other people are counting on you, but then whenever it's just you, be perfectly fine or well enough to do your part. It's I don't know.
To be fair, I don't also know a great deal about the situation.
Yeah.
So I think it makes sense from that context, but I also don't really understand the bigger things at play necessarily, especially not following the Olympics as closely as I think many people do.
Yeah. Do you know the original Olympics ran from 776 BCE to 393 CE?
I did. Was it always done for the same purpose? Like, was that entire run supposed to be as a tribute to Zeus and like
Zeus. Yes, the original.
The Olympians?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What stopped the original Olympics?
I think the world just started getting too spread out and a lot more infighting. They would have I forgot what it was called. It was some Greek Ecuseria. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Ecuseria. Olympic truce. Like even during war times, these countries would let Olympians travel safely from site to site, even if they were at war. Unlike now, where they have to have this weird workaround in order to have Russians compete in the Olympics.
That is interesting. I mean, there's a lot more politics that I think bleed into.
Oh, without a doubt.
Into the modern day Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, you're dealing with a lot more different cultures. You're dealing with a lot more different space in between. Mm-hmm. You're dealing with a lot more information from all sides, from everything. So I guess giving them the workaround for the Olympics is something close to what it used to be, but I don't know. I mean, the whole thing is so politically motivated and all the mess that went into Paris. Was that last year, right?
Was it last year?
I think it was last year because summer is during an election year. So yeah.
Summer's
Yeah. And then winter is next year. Did you ever think about the fact that Jesus could be at the Olympics? Jesus just sitting in the stands with his popcorn?
He was sitting in the stands not competing. You think they wouldn't have entered some kind of loaves to fishes kind of competition? He could have cleaned house. What do you mean?
He could have. And that actually comes up later in the episode where there have been competitions where just one country was competing because no one else could compete in it.
Yeah.
Or wanted to.
I think we're maybe thinking of different things, but a little bit of a flash forward to the first of the modern day Olympics in 1900.
Mm-hmm.
France had so many competitors that there was a lot of competitions that like they won because nobody else either knew the sport or like wanted to compete because there just weren't enough people from other places.
Mm-hmm.
I went a little ways into the rabbit hole in the 1900 Olympics, and they are
They're wild.
They're wild. But I do love the idea that Jesus could have competed in the Olympics. It brings me joy.
Yeah, the sport that I'll go ahead and get into this one now. The sport that France swept because no one else wanted to participate is the haughtiest of Olympic sports, and it was croquet. That game that you bought a set of for the backyard, you used one time, and then you just started using the mallets to just whack at everything.
You just watch the croquet balls weather in the sun for several years until you feel reasonably able to throw it away.
Yeah, just sitting there fading, having to move them every time you mow. You know how many spectators they had at the inaugural and only croquet competition in the Olympics? One ticketed person.
You know, I like to believe that if I were in an era where, I could purchase things myself, because, women weren't always allowed to do that. But, like, if I had...
Oh, my, here we go.
I'm not trying to make this political, but this is also 1900. It was a different time. If I had the kind of disposable income that you would have had in the year 1900, I would be buying tickets to absolutely everything. I would be the second man in those stands for the croquet competition.
But back to the original Olympics, if Jesus were to be in an Olympic sport, not just a spectator, of one that we know actually existed, what do you think would be the best one?
If Jesus participated in the Olympics.
Like rowing? It'd just be a jog for him.
I don't know what the specifications are for rowing, but I don't think you're allowed to walk on water even if you can. In that case, would it be one of those situations where, like, the weightlifters have like the chains and then they're like pulling 18-wheelers? Is that how that would go? Would he just be like towing the canoe full of the other people?
Yes. Yeah.
Also, could he theoretically do a diving competition? Or is it like a flat plane of glass? Would he be like Scrooge McDucking it? Or is this a Tom and Jerry like jumping off the roof kind of thing?
I don't know. I mean,
that's the question
surely
I have for
he
our
could
listeners,
will himself to let the... I don't know. I think Jesus could find a way to make it work. He is the way. He can find a way.
I think maybe he would just be like the lifeguard on the side of the Olympic pool more than a participant.
Hey, that's honorable. Yeah, the original, or the Olympics, were held in the Peloponnese region of Greece. Don't ask me where that's at. I just know it's in Greece.
Yeah.
And it was a religious festival to honor the Greek god Zeus in all their naked glory. That's a weird footnote about ancient Olympics, is that they were competed in nude, and women could not compete. The pole vaulting
situation would be vastly different. Not vastly different, but it would have been a different game.
You wouldn't be able to show it on NBC. I can tell you that much.
It's more of an IFC kind of competition now. I don't even know if IFC still exists.
That's right. You see it. My Whitest Kids, was IFC channel. They think the first one was in 1776. That's the earliest one they can find records of, but they think it was probably started before that. Just a single event is what started it all off, and it was a roughly 200-meter sprint called the Standian. Over time, more events were added: wrestling, boxing, chariot racing, long jump, javelin, discus, and the brutal pancration mix of wrestling and boxing with almost no rules.
Oh, God.
Except that everyone has to be naked. That's the only rule.
Do you get whatever the 776 BC equivalent of a cup was?
No.
Oh, God.
No. You're just speed bagging some testes.
That is logistically confusing just logistically confusing.
It was open to free Greek men, no ladies, with their bits all over the place. People that won got an olive wreath. They were very famous. Statues were made out of them. They were imbued on clay pots, and in artwork, juices were highly coveted. You know what I mean?
I do, but I really wish you didn't say juices.
And they got like lifetime perks from the city, state area that they were representing.
Free smoothies at the mall food court kind of thing? Fenian food court?
A key to the city. I don't know what an ancient Greek key would look like.
I was about to say, what does a key look like in that situation?
It's just a little log that they put to keep the door locked, keep you from entering.
You get to know a secret knock.
Actually, I do know why they ended. I forgot I put this in my notes. The games continued for over 1,000 years until Roman Emperor Thaddeus I banned them in 393 CE or AD, depending on your persuasion, considering them a pagan festival. So maybe Jesus wasn't at the Olympics. Maybe he boycotted them long before people were boycotting for rainbow. I don't even remember what the big controversy was.
There were drag queen performances.
That's it.
It feels like a million years ago. I don't know.
Yeah. And then they did the Last Supper tableau, and that's what people were up in arms about. So we went, I don't know, roughly 1,500 years without another Olympics. The idea was revived by a French teacher named Pierre de Coubertin.
Do you think he's related to Stephen Coubertin?
For his sake, I hope not. Who admired the classical Greek tradition and wanted to promote international peace through sport, which is very noble.
It is, yeah.
I don't know if that has carried on in the 200 plus years, 130 years since, but it is still, it's a noble aspiration to reach for.
Sure.
They came back to the motherland in 1896, back to Athens, Greece. 14 nations competed, and there were 43 events. And then since then, they just started slowly building with both summer and winter Olympics. I don't know. I didn't write down when the Winter Olympics first started.
I didn't have that one either.
But somewhere in there, in the last 130 years, they decided, hey, let's see how we can go down a hill.
Was there no hill-related sports in the 1900s? I mean, we had air ballooning. There wasn't one that was like, what if we could go down instead of up?
Not from my notes.
Competitive barrel rolling wasn't a thing? It should have been.
That would be wild. It should have been. And with some of the stuff they did come up with, I don't know. In 1908, it's called motorboating.
Yeah. What was the Olympic sport of motorboating?
It was how long you can go.
I phrased it the way that I did to try to keep us on topic.
I mean, it was motorized boat racing, as fast as a boat in 1908 could go. So I'm sure it was a slow-going venture.
Yeah.
But people were not impressed. They were upset about the fact that this has absolutely nothing to do with the human body.
Yeah.
So it only lasted that one Olympics in 1908.
Disappointing. Is that also why we lost the hot air balloon? Because I think that would be cool to keep in the Olympics in present day, especially now that hot air balloons are not anybody's means of travel. I don't know that they were ever anybody's means of travel, since you're kind of at the mercy of the wind.
I would think that they're more of a novelty.
Well, yeah, but
I don't think that Phileas Fogg was like. I think the fact that he tried to travel the world in 80 days, go around the world in 80 days. I think that was a novelty thing. It wasn't like a practical means of traversing the globe.
Right, but lifting 600 pounds is not necessarily practical. I don't imagine you do it all the time in your everyday life, but it's cool to be able to showcase on a world stage. We should bring back hot air ballooning.
Would it be a height thing? Would it be a distance traveled?
So it was height, duration, and technique, I believe, whenever it was actually in the Olympics. It didn't last very long, but there was also kite flying, and I don't really know what humans can control about kites.
I don't know. Have you seen kite fighting?
No.
Kite fighting is cool. I mean, okay, maybe cool's not the word.
That is an incredibly nerdy thing to say.
It is an interesting thing to watch. I like going out and getting my kite on, let all the string out.
Where does one watch kite fighting?
I've seen it places. I'm sure it's YouTube.
I feel like that's a thing that you kind of have to see like in person for it to be impactful.
Let's see what YouTube has to offer. Kite fighting Afghanistan was the second search. Kite fighting so dangerous and deadly, Brazil considers national ban.
Are we talking rope burn?
There is a 5.5 minute op-ed documentary on kite fighting from the New York Times. If you're interested, welcome to the exciting world of kite fighting and kite flying. So It's a thing. Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I have not done a single bit of research into why kite fighting is dangerous, but in my head, it's the same reason that like in the 2010s people would get avocado hand, where they would like try to cut into the pit and would go too far and cut themselves. Because what injury do you get while fighting with kites besides like string burn?
Friction burned fingies.
But like, do you not wear gloves? Can you not protect yourself?
Strangulation?
Is there not regulation to... You just say strangulation.
I said strangulation, but stringulation is much better. You get a wild wind coming in, all of a sudden it's whipping you around. Next thing you know, your final destinationing it, and the coroner has to put cause of death, kite string.
In that case, I would want my cause of death to be marked down as strangulation.
You flew too close to the sun, metaphorically and literally.
Oh my god, electrical injuries are something you run into with kite fighting. I had not considered that you might Ben Franklin yourself.
Did we not learn anything from Ben Franklin?
Fascinating.
What?
Kite fighting.
I'm telling you, man. Maybe you should talk about bringing that to the Olympics.
I support
it. Since breakdancing got the boot. We got to fill that void somewhere.
How did we only make it 1 year? How did Ray Gun ruin it for everybody?
Well, besides all the shadiness of how she actually got to the Olympics and everything involved in that, the fact that it looked very dumb, and the fact that the scoring was completely nebulous and meant absolutely nothing, I think is how it only lasted 1 year.
The scoring for anything is going to be kind of nebulous. Aside from your posture and things, if you were doing like an Olympic dive or gymnastics or anything, like if you miss your footing, you get docked, obviously. Other than that, like it's pretty subjective, I think. And when it comes to breakdancing, if you try to take breakdancing seriously, it's gonna look silly. It just is. It is not meant to be it's not the waltz. There's not like a right way to do it. It's expressive. Like it.
There definitely should have been points for cardboard throwing down. That's where you start.
It's a necessity.
You walk up, you throw down your cardboard, you get graded on that. And then
she's out here like a Beyblade, just kangaroo hopping.
Oh, if you haven't seen it or you haven't seen it in a while, do yourself a favor, look up Ray Gun at the 2024 Paris Olympics if you need a little chuckle.
Genuinely cannot believe that was 1 year ago.
Do not feel bad for laughing at her because she spent every waking moment since then being a completely miserable person.
And
suing people for defamation for anyone that talked about her god-awful performance.
I both understand why she did the kangaroo hop because, like she's Australian, but like you kangaroo hopped on international television.
Yes.
You have to expect that somebody is going to mock you.
And then trying to turn it into this philosophical thing and just stop. Just if she had a sense of humor about it and did not try to make it more than what it was, then it would be fine, and people would be like, "Hey, it's Reagan. It's the breakdancer at the Olympics." But she chose not to take that road, and the fact that she did a doctorate dissertation on breakdancing and its impact on urban communities is just so wild and so dumb. So dumb.
She is the modern day equivalent of the Streisand effect. We would have forgotten about it. We mostly did forget about it. But if you bring up the word ray gun, everyone forever is going to think of the silliness that was breakdancing at the 2024 Olympics.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Silliness.
All right, what are your favorite less popular events at the Olympics?
I don't watch a ton of the less popular ones. I did watch fencing last year. Fencing was interesting. I really have no idea what the rules of fencing are, and I think that's why I enjoy it. Because there's specifics.
Yeah, like whether you choose wood post or metal post, whether it's chain link or privacy slatted, or I think also the amount of backyard that you're covering. I think that also comes into play.
Can't have shit on this podcast. There was a sport. I think it's like whitewater rafting. And that was the most enjoyable thing I watched last year by a mile.
That, my friend, is canoe slalom.
Canoe slalom. That was so fun to watch. And it's just these people doing an agility course in water with a canoe. Or it's not even, it's a kayak, but they're like fully like one with the kayak because you can't risk being in rapids and your like boat getting tipped over and filling with water. So you are literally like vacuum sealed.
Suction cupped in.
You're suction cupped into the canoe, and it is so fun to watch because you'll see these people like capsize and then just like bob back up.
And then you got to go through gates. I mean, it's just like the winter slalom.
It's so fun.
Actually, I had something about this one. I thought I did. But as the gold, I'm pretty sure the United States has taken the most gold in the canoe slalom. There was a time earlier in its Olympic history where there was C1 and C2. C1 is one person, C2 is two people. There was an Olympic or two, it might have just been one, that two twins from the U.S. won it together. Two brothers won the, and then the ladies were like, oh, this isn't fair. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And then so they took away the C2 and just made a men's and women's division.
Oh.
Yeah, but they were, what's it called when they're, it was co-ed, no, isn't it?
Tandem?
Intramural? What's the difference between co-ed and intramural? Is there a difference? Is it just intramural when it's in reference to a sport?
I always thought intramural. I thought intramural just meant like not professional.
It was co-ed. We'll just go with co-ed.
Sure.
It was co-ed until the ladies got their Speedos in a bunch. And I'm like, hey, no, we need men's and women's.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, two American twins won the C2 canoe slalom. Slalom.
Was it?
Slalom. That's a weird word to say.
Was it the Winklevoss twins?
It was not. No. They're rowing.
Yeah.
Which is the croquet of water sports. Rowing. So you say that you watch the more mainstream ones.
I do.
So you watch the relays?
I watch a bit of the running one, a little bit of the swimming one, like the swimming events, the running events, and obviously my favorites are the gymnastics.
Yeah. Do you partake in any race walking?
I do not.
Do you know what race walking is?
Is race walking that fine line between like running and walking where you kind of just look like you have to poop?
Yes. Yes, you are racing as carefully to the bathroom as you can.
You have to have the Hank Hill butt the whole time.
The actual rules are you have to keep 1 foot in contact with the ground and maintain a straightened leg at all times, which is where you get that weird clinching walk. And it just seems like Chafe City.
Absolutely. Yeah, that sounds awful. Why is this a sport?
Could not tell you, but it is one that has stood the test of time. It's one that has hung around.
How long has it been in the Olympics?
Yes, that is a great question.
It kind of reminds me of those videos of people that are like running a 5K or whatever backwards, and then they like reverse the video so it looks like they're running forwards, but it just looks really wrong.
Common distances range from, holy moly, 1.9 miles to 62.1 miles.
You can, is that an ultra marathon? I don't know how long an ultra, or no, it's 30 miles, right? 60 miles?
2 marathons?
No, an ultra marathon is
1.5?
30 miles.
Oh.
It's like 1.5, yeah. Or actually, no, I guess that's not 1.5. I don't know. I was looking into the Taco Bell ultra marathon a couple weeks ago in Denver, which is the only reason that I know it's 30 miles, 31 point something, which is honestly the wildest concept I've ever heard.
It first appeared in 1904 as a half-mile walk in all-around competition, became a standalone event in 1908 with 1,500 meters and 3,000-meter races. In 2024, at the Paris Olympics, there were 3 race walking events. Men's and women's 20-kilometer, which is 12.427 miles, and marathon mixed relay, a new 26.2-mile event with 25 teams of 2 alternating legs on just over 10 kilometers. So
I don't understand the physical aspects of race walking. I know you just explained it, but like I can't wrap my brain around like you not being able to like bend your legs, you having to have one foot on the ground at all times.
I mean, when you know the rules, then those motions and the method they do it actually makes sense. But it also seems like you are putting a lot of strain
That would be so hard
on
on your knees.
like your calves and your hamstrings, tensing them up to make sure that they stay straight that entire time. I mean, as far as the ones that I have on this list, I think that race walking is, despite the fact that it looks completely silly,
it looks so silly, but so fun,
is actually like one of the ones that like is actually something and something worth having in the Olympics.
They look so wobbly. I'm watching a video of people doing the little
shuffle.
Little shuffle.
What about the pentathlon? You mess with the pentathlon?
What are the 5 pieces of a pentathlon?
So I would be interested in what the genesis of the decathlon and the pentathlon and all these things, because I like originally I think that it was like a test of endurance and like stuff that was like involved in a war, like especially in like ancient Greece war where it's a lot of running, it's a lot of jumping, it's a lot of spear chucking, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But I can't think of a single scenario in which a person would need to fence, swim, be involved in equestrian jumping, pistol shooting, and cross-country running in the same time frame.
So I just Googled the pentathlon, and I feel like it's also important to note that it's not just equestrians. You're doing it with an unfamiliar horse. I don't know why they added that in, but you don't get to know your horse ahead of time.
Do you have to bond with it first?
I hope so.
You have to bring it carrots, bow to it.
You have to keep sugar cubes in a little watertight container while you're swimming. The running and shooting part is also a laser pistol. Awesome. You get to play laser tag as your 4th event in this pentathlon.
It's not an actual gun.
I think that I am going to tune in more to this next Olympics. This sounds a lot more fun than I was giving the Olympics credit for.
I mean, I guess now that I'm looking at all of it, it is very soldier based.
Sure.
So
yeah.
I guess it does make sense. Maybe it's not as silly as I thought, but just grouping all these things together in the same event just seems weird. So maybe race walking and modern pentathlon will get a pass and should not be on this list, but they're still fun to talk about.
They are indeed. I don't understand how all of these things would go hand in hand. Like I can understand maybe like, no, I don't understand how any of these play into each other. In what situation am I going to have to swim a distance, steal somebody's horse, and then get off that unfamiliar horse and do a sprint and laser gun shooting display? Is this space Red Dead Redemption?
You forgot the sword fighting.
I forgot sword fighting.
Would you do that on the way to steal? Is that how you would steal a horse?
Well, no, because you have to swim in between sword fighting and the unfamiliar horse. So there's a break of water.
All right, hear me out.
Between you and that horse.
Hear me out. Sextathlon, which that's just the prefix.
Oh my God. What is the 6th event?
Horse bonding. And you have to go in there like an avatar. You have to connect your ponytail to their tail.
There's a scene in Family Guy where Joe is talking about being a horse whisperer, and this horse is just like bucking and unruly, and he goes, "Shh." That's right. I calmed you, you stupid horse. That is all I can picture for what that event would look like.
I'd be down. Just tweak a little bit. Sextathlon, horse bonding, fencing, swimming, horse bonding, equestrian jumping, pistol shooting, cross-country running.
How do you competitively horse bond?
You hop on its back and it doesn't throw you into the next county.
I have an alternative to pitch for the show jumping section. Instead of an unfamiliar horse, I would argue we should use unfamiliar hobby horsers. Hobby horsing is just the most fun-looking event that I've ever seen. I don't think I could participate because I just don't think I could participate. I don't want to learn to make my knees work like that more than anything. Like being able to jump like a horse is both a feat, like it is an accomplishment, and also the silliest thing I've ever seen.
Better or worse than race walking?
Same word in a different font. If any of our listeners are not familiar with hobby horsing, I am genuinely begging you to look it up. It is so fun. There are competitions every year in Finland, and it has been pitched to the Olympics several times. Fingers crossed for 2028. I will tune in to all of the Olympics if they also include hobby horsing.
Well, best of luck.
But tell me that it wouldn't be the most fun thing you've ever watched if for show jumping, you have to jump on the back of a hobby horser. You're just piggybacking a lady from Finland.
Hold on. So you don't hop on the hobby horser, you become the hobby horser.
No. I think instead of an unfamiliar horse, you have an unfamiliar person who does hobby horsing. It's a 2-in-1.
So you're piggybacking.
Yes.
Interesting.
But they still have to be able to do the jump thing.
Interesting.
Which, for reference, looks like Timmy from Mad TV. Look what I can do.
Stuart, not Timmy.
Stuart.
From
Mad TV.
I knew nothing. Let's go home, Stuart.
I've had whitest kids on the brain. We've been talking about Timmy a good amount in the last week.
Oh yeah, it's good. I catch a lot of it on TikTok now and YouTube. There's I don't know if we've already talked about this, but there's a 24-hour loop on YouTube of whitest kids you know. Emily, not so much a fan.
It's just very silly.
Not everything is for everyone, and that's all right.
We don't yuck people's yums.
We don't. Hey, future episode alert. All right, so race walking, modern pentathlon, those are, I have softened my heart to them. Okay. Something you will not soften my heart to is trampoline gymnastics.
The Stuart of Olympic activities.
At first blush, it does sound pretty sweet. In practice, it is very dumb. It's literally, it was introduced in 2000. It's literally just flipping on trampolines. It's something you can go see every weekend at your local trampoline park. Same thing, but these adults have quote unquote trained for it, and just not for me, dog.
I'm terrified of trampoline parks.
I don't like the germiness of them.
They are incredibly unsanitary in the way that like a Chuck E. Cheese ball pit would be, and also incredibly dangerous.
Yes.
One wrong land and your ACL is toast.
Well, not just that, but like I always have like just like this, I don't think it's an irrational fear, but someone just jumping down, one of the springs gives way, and you've got a flying projectile that is traveling at like 100 feet per second right into someone's noggin. What do you think the insurance premiums are on these types of places? And they make you sign a BS waiver.
But you can't sue if you are double bounced and...
No, you can sue. You can sue. There's always ways to sue. We went to a school event thing and got in for free. And the two older ones, and the woman was like, and do we need some adult socks for you? I was like, no, I'm good. I'm just spectating. Ew. Okay, and you filled out the waivers? I said, yeah, and I filled out the BS waivers. Mm-hmm. Okay, oh, I only have 2 on here. We need one for everyone. I already told you that I'm not participating, and neither is the other adult with me. No, you're buying. That's how they get you. Even a free night's not a free night. And they're like, no, everyone that comes in has to have a waiver. Why?
Because you just said it. What if one of the springs comes loose and is a projectile?
I guess so, yeah.
It's not discriminate against the people who are not on the trampoline.
That is, yeah. I guess now that you say it out loud, that does make sense. And So filled out this phony baloney waiver, and then kids did their thing. Actually, this wasn't a trampoline park. It was a slide place that exists now. You go pick up a mat, and then you go to the top of the slide. You slide down the slide, and then you do it over again. And you could not pay me enough money to put my body on one of those gross mats. So I was pretty skeeved out the whole time.
Yeah. There is a person at my complex who has been like trying to push the leasing office to buy yoga mats for our like little gym thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't imagine wanting to ever share a yoga mat with another person. There's no amount of sanitizing. It's like $10. Buy one. Why do you want to share a yoga mat with strangers?
Maybe it's their thing. Don't kink shame them.
Watch me. I am absolutely yucking this person's yum. Ew.
That is gross. That is gross. But trampoline gymnastics. Have you ever heard the term artistic swimming?
I can't do regular swimming, but I might be able to do the artistic kind. I'm at least half.
There's no what? Can you tread water?
Half able to do that. Yeah. I won't die if I'm dropped in water.
Can you though?
I'm just not good at it. Yes.
Can you tread water? Can you keep your head up?
Not well, but technically, yes.
So it would be a deathly struggle just for you to keep air in your lungs, but you think that you can couple that with doing a synchronized dance with people around you, unless you synchronize the flails, because, spoiler alert, this is what was formerly known as synchronized swimming.
Oh, when did they change it?
I don't know. I just want to make it more bougie, I guess. I don't know. Artistic swimming. A FKA, synchronized swimming, a blend of dance, gymnastics, and swimming, but usually only seen during the games. So this is a thing that only happens for the Olympics. I'm sure they have like qualifiers and stuff, but you never see just like synchronized swimming regionals.
I mean, I think you're maybe just not in the right circles for that.
I mean, I can flip through the channel and I can see regionals for water polo. I can see regionals for diving, swimming, but never synchronized swimming.
Sure, yeah. I still think you're maybe on just like the wrong part of the internet in that situation. You don't seem like the type that your algorithm would need to feed you artistic swimming.
Maybe. If I do see it, it's AI generated. Which, speaking of, two things I wanted to get to before we get into the no longer obscure, no longer Olympic events that are 1000% obscure and don't know how they got in the first place. So on my TikTok feed, I have been seeing a lot of AI generated content based around the Olympics. Mm-hmm. And a couple of them have gotten a chuckle out of me. And I just want your input on whether you think that it should be petitioned to be put into the Olympics.
Okay.
The first one, Olympic dishwashing. Yay or nay?
What?
I should preface this with it is a female-only sport, and that is all the information I have about it. Yay or nay? Could it be sponsored by Dawn?
I'm going to go ahead and say nay until they also involve men in competitive dishwashing. Equality, man.
I'm a great dishwasher. I'm a professional dishwasher. I was paid to wash dishes. I still wash dishes. I'm retired. I'm no longer professional. Back in the amateur circuit. But as far as this TikTok is concerned, it's a female-only sport.
How many of these hypothetical AI sports are sexisms?
I mean, depends on what your definition of sexism is.
Only involves one sex.
Oh, okay. Well, the second one, sandwich making. This one does involve both sexes. The man is just in a recliner for sandwich grading purposes.
Still building a sandwich?
No.
Is he still building the sandwich in the recliner?
No.
Then he's not
he's
competing.
The judge.
That's not...
He's the judge. It's a co-ed competition.
What do you mean it's a co-ed competition? What is the man competing in?
In judging of sandwich making abilities, I guess. I don't know.
Is someone judging him on his judgment?
Yes.
Yeah. It's an absolutely incorrect thing to only include women on the making of sandwiches because everyone knows that Shaggy would be the best sandwich maker there's ever been. If we're going with artificially generated stuff anyway, then Shaggy would be the best sandwich maker.
He would never take credit for the sandwich that he made. He'd say, hey, did you make this?
You know damn well that I mean the other one.
He would say, it wasn't me. Would he have to make it butt naked on the bathroom floor?
It's one of the original Greek Olympic sports.
Oh, yeah.
Sandwich building. Anyway.
Would you have to wear a hairnet? Anyways, third one was ironing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Chinese patriarchal jackass is working my algorithm, but those are the three Olympic events that have popped up on my FYP.
Extreme ironing is an actual sport.
It is a sport?
Not an Olympic one, but it is a sport.
Is starch involved?
Extreme ironing is a sport where people iron clothes in challenging and remote locations, like on top of a mountain, halfway down a cliff, or underwater.
Is it co-ed, though?
Oh my God. According to the Extreme Ironing Bureau, apparently, extreme ironing is, quote, the latest dangerous sport that combines the thrills of an extreme outdoor activity with the satisfaction of a well-pressed shirt.
Do you get an ironing board? Do you have to lug an ironing board up the mountain? Huh. Okay. Is it co-ed? Are men and women graded the same?
I don't know. Bungee ironing.
Okay. That's just silly.
That's horrifying.
And sounds very dangerous.
Is this real? There's a very long Wikipedia article about this, and I'm gonna have to fact check it because I am baffled by this concept.
All right, you get back to us on that.
It seems like it's a real thing. Before we depart from artistic swimming, did you know that from 1984 to 1992, there was a solo synchronized swimming portion of the Olympics?
I did.
It is where athletes performed elaborate routines judged on how well they matched the music. You were synchronized. It was synchronized swimming, but just with yourself.
To yourself.
They performed to movie scores from Phantom of the Opera and Star Wars, amongst many others. And I'm very curious now to find a video of someone swimming in sync to the Imperial March.
What would that look like? Like a underwater lightsaber fight with yourself?
Yes. I think so.
Do you get to bring props?
That would be very cool. I would hope so. You're watching from the nosebleeds and you just see the little like green thing wobble back and forth.
All right. Ready for the discontinued obscure Olympic sports.
Let's go.
From 1900 to 1920, the tug of war, which I think, it could be exciting. You put a pit in the middle. Everyone falls in.
To recreate Squid Games?
With less death, yeah.
Still some, probably.
Probably.
I looked into the background on Olympic tug of war, and apparently it got nixed because Americans were upset that British police officers were the ones that were doing their country's version of the tug of war. And they thought that it wasn't fair.
Why is it not fair?
Because I think we were maybe not sending our A team in the States. And the police officers, because there wasn't really like regulation on attire necessarily, were in like rubber boots, so they had a lot more traction than the Americans did. And so instead of just like also having the same kind of shoes that would give you an advantage in the games, they just cried foul play and then they just banned it from the competition. It was also a little bit hard to regulate because it required so many people on each team. It was hard to... With
the amount of obesity we have in the United States, do you think we would just be a shoe-in now?
No, because we don't... It would require probably a couple of anchors, people that would just like add stability to the team.
But if it's a whole team of anchors...
There's not technically a reason, I guess, that wouldn't work.
And then you get one actual tugger, and then once the other team is just so exhausted from trying to pull these whales from the other side, then all the tugger has to do is just, well, then boom, you win.
It's a very Dredrick Tatum fights Homer Simpson way of winning the Olympics.
Oh, what about live pigeon shooting?
I am against that for animal rights reasons. I assume that a great deal of pigeons were killed in that.
Birds don't feel pain, so just like fish.
I mean, birds aren't real. They're just government drones, but be that as it may, I still think it's unfair.
So for live pigeon shooting, this only occurred 1 year.
As it should.
1900 in Paris. Literally shot live pigeons that were released into the air. It was the first and last time live animals were used as targets. Over 300 pigeons were killed.
Is skeet shooting a part of the Olympics? Like clay pigeons?
Yes. It sure is. It was replaced by clay pigeons in later games. The winner, if you could call him that, I'd call him a big old loser for what he did to all those pigeons, was Leon de Lunden from Belgium. Killed 21 birds. 21. I would assume this was with a shotgun. I would assume so. Yeah, I don't know if I didn't get any word on whether it was pistols, shotguns. I would assume it was shotguns. But yeah, 21 was the the gold winning total. And then, like you said, I had solo synchronized swimming, 1984, 1992, 1984, USA in Los Angeles. Tracy Ruiz, 1988 in Seoul, South Korea. Erlen Waldo of Canada. And then in 1992, its final year in Barcelona, Kristen Babb Sprague of USA, United States of America, baby. 2 of the 3. And after 1992, the solo version was dropped, leaving only duets and teams. Oh, I had some more notes for tug of war. Teams of 8 pulled a rope until the other was dragged 6 feet. Oh, and then I got the note about the boots, too. 1900, gold went to Sweden and Denmark. They were a combined team that year. 1904, United States. 1908, Great Britain with the police officers. 1912, Sweden, solo this time. And 1920 in Antwerp, Great Britain again. And then that was the last year.
I thought that there weren't medals in the first Olympics. From what I understood, they just gave out like trinkets essentially if you won, because they were still trying to figure out like how to actually like perform the games. And so I think people were given like prizes instead of just like medals. I might be wrong, but I feel like I remember that from my research.
Many winners received cups or trophies instead of medals. The International Olympic Committee later determined that many of the 23 events were not officially considered Olympic status events. This was 1900. The total of 68 medals awarded were 23 gold, 23 silver, and 22 bronze for the 23 events the IOC recognizes today.
So there were actual medals.
There were actual medals, yeah. You ever heard of obstacle swimming? I wouldn't blame you if you hadn't.
Not. That sounds awful.
It was a one-off, 1900. They were just getting their feet under them, so they were just throwing everything at the wall, see what stuck. Mm-hmm. What, in your mind, would obstacle swimming be in a competitive manner?
They just threw a bunch of nonsense in the water and were like, swim from here to here.
Swimmers had to climb over poles and boats in the water before finishing their race. You remember the big stink at the last Paris Olympics about swimmers swimming in the Seine?
Yeah.
And how it was just a poop river?
They took in it.
they took just people were just dropping trowel as a protest.
French protesters really just on another level.
French are just the worst at everything. This was like the 1900s version of American Ninja Warrior.
Okay.
But in water. Traversing over poles, anything they could find to just throw in the water to put in between you and the finish line.
Okay.
And
there's some sharks in there for good measure.
Yeah, maybe. Why not? Oh, you could also you didn't always have to climb over. You could also swim under if and that's what you wanted to do. But I don't think that I would want to.
You never swim under a boat.
I mean, I don't know if it
maybe in
motorized
1900 it would be less scary, but
yeah, I don't know.
You don't swim under
the taker of gold was Frederick Lane from down under Australia.
Okay.
The Gold Coast. And I did not get the distance, but he accomplished it in 2 minutes and 38 seconds. 200 meter.
In 2.5 minutes?
In 8 seconds, yes.
Impressive.
Let me get that in freedom units real quick. 0.124 miles. So let's bring that down a little bit to feet.
An eighth of a mile.
Feet. Mm-hmm. Let's bring that up a smidge to yards. 218.723 yards.
This is some Olympic level math you're doing right now.
Now let's really get it down here. 11,874 inches.
How many centimeters?
200 meters in centimeters?
Yeah.
It's 2,000 centimeters. I can do that one.
Wouldn't it be 20,000?
That one's easy. No. Yeah, 2,000. No, 20,000. 20,000.
2 zeros. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. You done? You done? Can I continue now?
Are you done converting the same number 15 times?
Did you? So you went to a freaky deaky school that decided to concern themselves more with academics than athletic prowess. Is that fair to say?
It's fair to say, yes.
It was also, is it fair to say, in a converted grocery store?
For a brief window, yes. For a couple of years of my school, I did go to a converted grocery store.
Did
Formerly
you
a Piggly Wiggly, if we're being real semantic-y.
The first ever grocery store. Did you know that?
Piggly Wiggly?
First ever supermarket, yeah, in the world.
Wait, no. It wasn't a Piggly Wiggly, it was a Winn-Dixie. I was wrong. Your fun fact is null and void.
Are you sure?
Sorry.
I'm pretty
sure
you're
it was
wrong.
A Winn-Dixie. Oh, no. I'm not saying that the first ever grocery store wasn't a Piggly Wiggly. I'm saying that the one that I went to school in wasn't a Piggly Wiggly. It was a Winn-Dixie.
Okay. Yes, the first ever supermarket was Piggly Wiggly in Memphis, Tennessee. Opened on 9/11.
Of what year? Okay.
So while you were in a Winn-Dixie, a converted Winn-Dixie, or whenever they gave you a proper building, did you ever have to do a rope climb?
I did not.
No?
We did
not once?
Huh. Our gym class was a joke.
Well, rope climbing was an event from 1896 to 1932. You had to climb a vertical rope. You were judged on speed, but then you were also judged on form. The rope was anywhere from 18 to 15 meters. And in 1986, the inaugural modern Olympics in Athens, gold went to Nikos, something Greek.
Okay.
Andrea Kopoulos.
Okay.
Nikos Andriakopoulos. 1904 in St. Louis, George Iser from the United States took home the gold, and he was a gymnast with a wooden leg. Do you think that would help or hurt?
I think it's kind of an advantage for weight. You don't have to pull as much up, and you've already probably gotten more reliant on your
upper body strength. Yeah?
Yeah.
I wonder why the British didn't cry foul. 1924 in Paris, Bedřich Supsik from Czechoslovakia. And 1932, Raymond Bass from the United States of America.
Yeah.
Not much to say about that. I mean, it's literally just rope climbing. So, what about jeu de paume? Do you know what jeu de paume is?
I was trying to make a guess, but I don't know what any of those individual things mean in English.
What if I said jeu de paume? Would that help you any?
Handball?
Close. This was 1900. It was a one-off. It's indoor tennis, but your hand is the racket.
Isn't that what handball is?
I guess. I don't know. Maybe. Squash meets handball is how it's described.
Okay. I don't know what squash is, if we're being...
You know what squash is?
If this is a safe space. If you talk about the vegetable, I swear to God, I will end this call right now.
Oh,
no,
man.
I do not know what the sport squash is.
It is. So, have you ever been to a gym that has these big, they look like quarter basketball courts? It's like a basketball court, but it has one wall is glass, and then the other one is just like a concrete wall. One person stands on the front part of the court, the other person stands in the back, and the front slams the ball against the wall, and the person in the back has to hit it, and then you go back and forth until someone misses it. It's loud.
Okay.
It takes a lot of space to do it in. So your more upper echelon gyms are going to have it. It's like a I don't know, same vein as like golf. Like it's like something that richer people do.
Oh, gotcha.
And that's squash. But 1900, the only time it was ever done, and it went to Jay Gould II of the United States.
That name sounds like the kind of person who would win that sport.
We did pretty well. The United States did pretty well for these discontinued Olympic events.
Okay.
We talked about motorboating, croquet, and we talked about that in the beginning. All events were swept by France because they were the only ones competing, and one spectator. And then the last one I have is 1900 Basque Pelota. It's like it was compared to, I guess the modern equivalent of it is like high ally. You know what that is?
No.
With the big curved thingy, you catch the ball in it, and then you like fling it out against a wall.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then the other person catches it, flings it back. Yeah, that was 1900. Spanish game. Spain was the only country competing in it, okay. And so by default, they took home the gold.
I wonder how much of the OG Olympics was just a bunch of people from other countries having to sit down and have the rules explained to them like a board game, or like a card game that no one really understands. It's a 30-minute demonstration. You remember none of it. You just have to play and hope for the best. You know the sport from the early Olympics that I would absolutely love to compete in? Dueling pistols. Dueling pistols only lasted in 2 of the Olympics.
I'm surprised it made it past 1.
1906 and 1908. The reason that it lasted was because no one was in danger. It was dueling pistols, but you were dueling with a dummy named Gregory. So it was...
What?
You fired wax bullets at mannequins dressed in frocks. It was essentially like... It was meant to show your form in the case that you were in a gentleman's duel, which I think is genuinely phenomenal. I would love to bring that back.
But isn't part of the duel the concern that the other person will draw first and kill you?
You would think.
So doesn't that take out that entire element of it?
Still think it's fun. I still think it would be a good sport to compete in.
Yeah. I mean, I think that that would be a fun one. If you don't have to worry about the part where you could be shot in the head or you could have a bullet lodged in your side and die of where did he get shot?
I don't know.
Like the abdomen?
I think so. He ended up dying of like sepsis, right? It wasn't technically like from the wound.
I'm not sure, because didn't he die on the boat ride back to New York from Weehawken?
I don't know.
Gotta watch Hamilton again.
I'm disappointed in your lack of knowledge
I know.
in this situation. Is that part of Hamilton that he dies on like the boat ride home?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember as much of the back part of Hamilton as the beginning couple acts. I don't remember as much from Act 3.
What's that last one called?
World
Not
Upside
second to
Down.
last one. It's not the 10 Duel Commandments.
The world was wide enough.
Shot in the ribs.
They row him back across the Hudson.
Okay, so maybe he did die in New York.
Angelica and Eliza were by his side when he died, according to Lin-Manuel Miranda's take on Hamilton's life.
Yeah, when he got awfully generous with the relationship that him and Angelica had.
Was that overblown significantly?
I mean, they didn't have a relationship at all.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know a ton about actual Alexander Hamilton, just musical Hamilton.
But that's all I got for this one. You got anything else?
Nope, that's all I got. We covered all of my fun nonsense sports. Hot air ballooning and kite flying are still my favorite things that were contenders for Olympic medals at one point.
All right. Well, you got any words of wisdom to leave everyone on?
Man, I had a call to action from the beginning of this episode, and I already don't remember what it was. No, I do not.
I mean, I told everyone to go watch the breakdancing if they're feeling down.
I told them to watch Hobbyhorsing. So that's your homework for the episode, folks.
All right.
And on that note,
we'll see ya.
We're out. Peace out, Girl Scouts.